Mustafa's Kebabs, what would you like?
Yes, hello, I would like to purchase one beef kebab, please.
Okay, one beef kebab.
And none of that tabbouleh or garlic, just lettuce, tomato and mayonnaise.
Okay.
And of course, no halal meat.
All beef here is halal.
Oh, quite frankly, I don't care, Mr. Mustafa. I'm a Christian and I request no halal meat.
Halal, non-halal, all taste the same.
Well, we'll let you have your cultural preferences, so I think it's only fair I have mine fulfilled.
Okay, fine, I make beef non-halal. Yalla, I think she is retarded.
Excuse me, what are you whispering about? Did you put a jihad on me?
What jihad are you talking about, lady? If you are racist, just say it.
No, Islam is actually not a race, you should know that. I'm simply using my freedom as an individual to defend Western ideas.
Western ideas? Are you crazy woman? You are ordering a kebab.
Western ideas like democracy, Christianity and no communism.
You want to talk about anti-communism? In 1985, I fight against the USSR soldiers. I slit the throat of communists.
Well, that turned me on a little bit. But it's not just the anti-communism, it's the anti-enslavement of women. Those Labour Green types might turn the other cheek, but we simply don't do that here in Australia.
I fight for human rights and equality. My daughter is allowed to date any man she wants, except men of Israel, but other than that, I don't care.
Well, this is quite surprising. You sound like one of the good ones.
But only a man. She is not allowed to date a woman.
Oh, don't get me started on those LGBT radicals with their snowflake agenda.
I believe women should be free, but not too free. Free to get education, but not free to be Kardashian.
Oh, believe me, I'm entirely opposed to today's radical trans feminist garbage. I support the original suffragettes, but every school of feminist thought since then has been nothing short of politicised harlotry. Mrs. Pankhurst would be rolling in her grave if she saw those Kardashian imbeciles.
I respect all women except this Gladys Berejiklian. She is Armenian tyrant.
Oh goodness, these draconian globalist lockdowns are atrocious. Wake up, sheeple.
I agree. Vaccine is haram, not halal.
Look, you know what? Forget about the whole halal beef escapade. You seem quite nice. I'll endure your halal meat.
Woman, are you stupid? Halal is not just the meat. It is appropriate way to conduct yourself in life.
Ah, well, I didn't know that. So those LGBT Marxists, they're not halal?
LGBT community, not halal.
Right. And what about radical ABC Lee Sales communism? Is that halal?
Not halal at all.
What about lesbian scissoring online pornography?
Even by listening to these words, not halal.
Right. So what about if you decided to live a life where you prioritised marriage, children, and you didn't descend into 1960s Woodstock degeneracy? Is that halal, Mr. Mustafa?
I believe that sounds very halal.
You know what, Mr. Mustafa? I think you've radicalised me into Islam. I no longer want one beef kebab, I want 7 with extra halal beef.
Inshallah, I will make you 15.
My goodness, what an extraordinary change of perspectives. Islam is not the enemy, the radical far left is. You know what? I knew this back in the 1960s. All the silly women from my university cohort were obsessed with that JFK communist. But no, I had a particular fondness for Mr. Nixon. Richard Nixon, I didn't want that pretty boy JFK. I wanted a brooding military man to throw me around. Yes, I fantasised about doing all sorts of despicable acts to that virile gentleman while he pressed the red button and obliterated those filthy communists.
This is also not halal. Please stop talking.
And who the hell did we have here? Gough Whitlam. What a sad sack of a man he was. I had high hopes for Mr. Fraser, but he severely let me down. Australia should have nuclearised when we had the chance and obliterated all those filthy communist regimes, but no. Those Labour Green types with their calls for the civilians. Oh, what's 1 billion civilian deaths? A small price to abolish that horrendous creed once and for all. Oh, enough with Rupert Murdoch's soft imperialism. We need an Australian empire, and we can make Islam the official state religion. First, we'll conquer New Zealand, and you'll be right there with me, Mr. Mustafa. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Australian Federal Police. I would like to report a terrorist.
Woof woof. Gog dog says get on the floor. Gog dog says get dirty on the floor. Gog dog says give me some pancakes. Gog dog says clean the dirty floor. Woof woof, yeah, that's what I say. Get on the floor, do it today.